I was there singing, and I heard them saying, build that wall, build that wall. You know, this is indigenous lands. You know, we're not supposed to have walls here. We never did. For millennium, before anybody else came here, we never had walls. We never had a prison. We always took care of our elders. We took care of our children. We always provided for them. You know, we taught them right and wrong. I wish I could see that energy of that young mass of young men, you know, put that energy into making this country really great. Helping those that are hungry.
Alright, Shalom, Shalom. This is your brother AHBAD from GMS, YAHAWAH, GMS in Peterborough, Florida. I'm coming in the spirit and power of YAHAWAH, by SHAM, YAHAWASHI, by SHAM, Chakadash. Call Holoyan, like YAHAWAH, by SHAM, YAHAWASHI, by SHAM, Chakadash. Double honor to my elder apostles, a great millstone who rule well. Sing an honor salutation to all you sincere brothers out there constantly pushing this word through the sincerity in the four corners of the earth. I also want to Salaki for all the commotion. I also want to say peace and bless to all the sincere men, women, and children that consist of the 1/3 who are also members of the body of YAHAWASHI, and peace and blessings also be to all the confusion of faces in the four corners of the earth. Peace and blessings be unto you all. As you can see in the beginning of this video, you can see the pride and arrogancy of the so-called white man, woman, and child. That's why I was mentioning woman and child, because as you can see, all these Edomites, which is what the so-called white man is, he's the biblical Edomites. And individual who they would say Native American, he's an Israelite from the tribe of God. And you can see how they're mocking him at the beginning of the video as he was doing his ritual, you know, guys, you know, spiritual, so to say. And what do you think they remember or understand the tragedies and the atrocities that occurred towards the so-called Native Americans, the Gadites? Their forefathers, their grandfathers, their uncles, their fathers today, you know, they're still telling them stories of how they took over the land and how they basically ran them out of this land. Okay, or should I say took over the land? All right. This is teenagers in the U.S. have been criticized for mocking a Native American Indian during a rally. And come on, these kids are teenagers, and they go to a U.S. Catholic church. All right, wearing pro-Donald Trump hats, and they're performing some dance called a haka, which is really making mockery of a dance that the Native Americans do traditionally. But this dance comes from New Zealand. And I know all of them not from New Zealand, but they did that just in comparison to mock the Native American, the Gadites, tribal music and their tribal dance. And they even said that they were heckling some Judahites there, some Jakes they say, so-called Negroes. All right. And it says the local Catholic diocese in the U.S. state of Kentucky has apologized after videos emerged showing the boys' behavior at the Indigenous Peoples March outside the Lincoln Memorial in Washington. And this is also just to remind you that when you talk about these Catholic churches, man, they're the most wicked religious group out there, especially with all the pedophilia that's been occurring, with the priests being exposed to molesting and having sex with young boys. And look, this is also a product of their environment. It doesn't matter how much money they got and how poised they appear. These are just the devils, man. All right. This land belongs to the so-called Native Americans and also the Seminole Indians as well. When I say so-called Native American, they are Gadites. All right. A Gadite consists of the Apache, the Navajo, the Cherokee, all those Indian tribes. Okay. And even when you think about the Seminole Indians, those go right back to also the Reubenites, who are also a part of the nation of Israel. Okay, and if you look at the right side of the screen, Shalom Malak, The right side of the screen shows some college students, mainly looking like Edomites, with a sign that says "Send them home." Hashtag Trail of Tears. Go Post. And then it's a sign in the back that says "Come and take it." That's their mentality. Yeah, we took your fucking land, and we're gonna send you back home in the Trail of Tears. All right, that right there goes to show you, man, that that's just the arrogancy and the pride of Esau, even the so-called white man, woman, and child. All right, and this right here is a picture to show that they basically made them trek halfway across the country, okay, on foot into what they call the reservations today, the Indian territories, man. All right, Cherokees, Crooks, Choctaws, all of them, man. Now, if you look here, man, these are dead dead so-called Native Americans, man. Dead Gadites, and look who's around them, soldiers, U.S. soldiers. And so I'm going to put out a prophecy just to go to show, man, that the Native Americans, all right, the Gadites are actually Israelites. This is Genesis chapter 49, verse 19. Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. Because they were having a very hard time trying to take down the so-called Native Americans, man. They had to send in the Confederate Army to come help fight the so-called Native Americans. Oh man, I've got to find that book. There's a book that was talking about oh my God, how can I forget his name? I love him. He's one of my favorite Gadites. Ah man, I know it's not Blackfoot. I know it's not. Damn, I forgot his name. But he was giving them such a hard time. They had to send the. I know he was a Navajo Indian, a Navajo Native American. But it was he given such a hard time. They had to send the Confederate Army over to fight. And the only reason they were able to really take down Gad, other than using our own people against each other, which they always do, you know, is that they had to use the Gatling gun. I believe it's called the Gatling gun. Like the first automatic gun, they had a handle on the side that you turn, and then it would just repeatedly release bullets, you know, off towards the enemy's area. But yeah, Gad, troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the end, at the last. And that's what's going to happen. The Lord's going to have us overcome them in these last days, man. Now I want to go back to the picture real quick, just to go to show. It says, "Hey, Indians, get ready for a trail of tears." They make mockery of that, man. Come on, they make mockery of our people. These are Native Americans, Gadites, man, who were frozen alive on the trail of tears. You know, this is just the hypocrisy and the wickedness of the so-called white man, woman, and child. Cause look who's holding this sign. Lo and behold, Edomite girls, Shedamites. Damn doubles, man. My mother's a Reubenite. Man, I have another precept I want to bring out real quick. It's a secrets, history, and facts from Mount Rushmore. As you see, this mountain was a sacred land to the so-called Native Americans, but lo and behold, they have presidents' faces carved into the mountain. Like, how prideful can you be? You know, I mean, that hypocrisy right there is just absurd. But there's a point I want to bring out real quick, just to go to show you how wicked they are. Man. You see right there's a Gadite. Look at what it says. It's been the host of protests. It says, among the ice cream stands, souvenir shops, and year-round flurry of snap-happy tourists, it's hard to picture Mount Rushmore as anything but a destination for easygoing reaction, but it also has been the site of continued controversy. The area was named Sioux Territory by the Fort Laramie Treaty of 1868, and for Native American protesters, particularly active in the 1970s, Mount Rushmore is a painful reminder of broken treaties and a history of mistreatment. This sentiment is only worsened by the men represented on the mountain. Who are the men? These doubles, man. Them. The so-called white man, woman, and child. Them. Those devils, man. All right? Let me bring out another precept real quick. And I'm only stating facts. So people want to talk about hate. The Lord said, love the good and hate the evil. These are evil times that our people had to go through. And all the so-called white man, woman, and child wants to do is they want to brush it under the rug and tell you to remember Pearl Harbor. Remember 9/11. All right? Come on, man. Get out of here. You're hypocrites, man. And the Lord's going to deal with you for that. Damn devils, man. Salakia. It's Sirach 12 and 10. It says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. And like I said, they say this is a painful reminder, all right, of broken treaties that occur. Because this is supposed to be their land, but here it is. You're going to put your own faces on a mountain? That's just off, man. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed. And beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. No, and all they do is wax worse and worse in their wickedness, i.e. the Dakota line, the Dakota pipeline. Come on, they coveted men's fields and oppressed them, man. This video can go on forever. I could pull out all kind of precepts, but I'm just gonna pull out a couple of them just to back up the count that this is talking about our people. We are the Israelites, you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, and even confusing the faces out there. We are the people of the Bible. We fit these curses, man. It says Proverbs 23 and 10. It says, remove not the old landmark, and enter not into the fields of the fatherless. All right, and that goes to us, man, because the Heavenly Father is our Father. None else, none whatsoever, man. For their Redeemer is mighty. He shall plead their cause with thee. Call loyal YAHAWASHI. That's how you know it's talking about the Heavenly Father, man, when it says, enter not to the fields of the fatherless, man. It's talking about us. But nonetheless, though, I want to put out a precept that goes to show that in the end, like I said, God's going to overcome. The Heavenly Father, man, he's going to judge this land. All right. So the so-called white man, woman, and child, you're not exempt. You are vagabonds. You are fugitives on the run. This is Numbers 35 and 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are. For blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. So guess what? You led our people to captivity. You forced them into reservations. Guess what's going to happen to you? The same exact thing, because the Lord is a just God. But your pride has deceived you into thinking that it will not happen. So I'm going to close out with this precept. This is Revelation 13 and 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. And modern day sword today will be the gun. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints, man. And guess what? That's where our faith lies in that. The Lord coming back to redeem us. And that's our patience, man. Having to suffer to still be amongst these devils. And look at this prime example. You see the bars? Look, man. They got God behind bars, man. In cages like animals. Just keep fighting the good fight of faith, man. All right, don't pick up no arms, man. The Lord's gonna fight for us. Just keep your faith and keep strong. With that being said, I pray you were edified with this video. Call Holoyun YAHAWASHI about Shimon Chakadash, the monster elder apostles, the great millstone who rule well, seek on the salutation of all your sensitive brothers, constantly push his word. Peace and bless to the 1/3 and to also the confusion of faces. With that being said, Kwame Yasha Allah, Mawaf Lababal Dunya. Shalom.